Usually I don't do content like this. I usually do fighting games. So if you're subscribing for more Minecraft content, then I'm sorry to say that you will probably be disappointed. I'll probably have to unlist this video and not release it to the public because I kind of don't want to reach into that demographic of people. I'd rather have people that are excited about fighting games. I really appreciate you guys like look checking out this video anyway, but yeah, if you come to my channel for Minecraft content, I'm sorry to say that I usually don't do content like this. But anywho, sorry if I'm a little late to the celebration, but hey, Minecraft YouTube videos have 1 trillion views. Wow, that's a lot. Holy cow. That's just for one game, too. Jeez. Looking at the celebration of 1 trillion views in Minecraft YouTube videos, and like watching the celebration video from YouTube, it kind of made me think about how crazy it was, and it reminded me how big it was in my childhood. I remember, yeah, like thinking about the YouTube celebration, it reminded me of all the like how prominent it was in my childhood. It wasn't like unlike a lot of other people I know. Like my childhood wasn't like Mario. My childhood wasn't like TV shows or anime or whatnot. The first video game I ever played was Minecraft, and the first time that I was introduced to video games in general was from a girl who had their tablet, and this girl came up to me and was like, "Hey, want to play Minecraft?" And I was like, "Sure." She showed me her tablet, and on there Minecraft was on, and we were in creative mode. So I played the game, and I don't remember exactly if this was like the first thing that we did, but I made like this little rectangle, this 5-story building, and all the walls were just sand and cacti. Like it was like three blocks in between each level, and then like you had your cacti for the walls, and then like a block of something, and then sand and cacti. That was basically it. I just made like a 5-story building, and for whatever reason, that was the first thing I did. I was like, this is cool. I made that building, and like I just started getting hooked onto like video games, and definitely, definitely that was a crazy introduction because our family didn't really have like this great of. I'm not sure if we had a computer at all. I'm not sure, but at least we had phones and like smartphones and then tablets and whatnot. But like back then, the light edition. I played on the light edition, and we just started playing the game. Yeah, we just started like whenever we met up with each other, we just started playing a game, and we'd just play together. And some of the times we'd play Minecraft together, and it was nice. It was fun. And this wasn't too often. I believe it was only like once a week or something. But I just started playing Minecraft, and one time the girl and I, we went we'd like play around, and then we'd watch YouTube videos of just people playing Minecraft, right? And funnily enough, she found out about Herobrine, and she showed me Herobrine. I was like, "What is this? Oh, that's scary. I don't want Herobrine in my world." And so whenever we that phase when you were a child, you would play you would play Minecraft, and then you wanted to try and summon Herobrine, but you couldn't. You're like, why does this not work? But anywho, I don't think we did try to summon Herobrine. We watched people try and summon Herobrine, but whenever something weird would happen on our little tablets, you know, whenever something like whenever something weird happened in Minecraft, we're like, Hero Brian's here. Wait, wait. Like when like the like a specific moment I remember is that we were I was like building a weird purple wall for whatever reason. I feel like if I remember correctly, it was like a building of some sort, and we exited out of Minecraft on the tablet, and we were playing on Minecraft Lite, right? And like a couple days later, we came back together and we played. We went back onto Minecraft and we were still on the world, so we're like, sweet, nice. We didn't lose our progress because back then, Minecraft Lite, um, basically it's kind of like a trial mode where you get to play for a little while, but Minecraft Lite was basically Minecraft, but every time you exited out of the game, your progress would be deleted. Yeah, like it was a really nice trial mode. I wish other games did some sort of thing like that, but anywho, um yeah, we came back on Minecraft and I remember like finishing up like this 5 block tall purple wool block wall, and I remember at the time I was like hands off. I was like trying to pick myself off of the ground because I was laying down, and my character just moved suddenly off the wall, and was like, and I looked at the girl, and I was like, wait, did you push me off? And she was like, no, I didn't push you off. And I was like, wait, does that mean my hero Brian? I was scared, bro. Yeah, that's like one of my fondest memories of like playing Minecraft with a girl. After that, like I just started playing a bunch of mobile games. My dad had a little like really little iPhone 3, and I just like he downloaded a lot of random mobile games and I just started playing them, and it was fun. I got to play Mega Man 2 on there. That was nice. I don't know how that worked, but it did. Like looking back at it now, I'm like, since when did Mega Man 2 exist on the phone? Like all of that. But anywho, at that time, technology, like we started getting new stuff, and we got an Xbox. My uncle gave me, or gave our family, this Xbox 360, and this Connect. We played Connect Sports for a while, but yeah. So when I got my Xbox 360, I just you know started playing the Xbox more, and around that time when I got that Xbox, I remember making a YouTube channel with the girl, and it was terrible. It was literally like 10-year-old kids just making a YouTube video, and it was crazy. Like it was fun, right? I did like at that time I was still a Lego person, and I was still a Lego kid, and so I would try like make my own like Bionicle story mode type of video, and it turned out kind of well. The girl was into singing, and so she basically did a bunch like a couple of music videos. I'm pretty sure. It's been a while. I haven't really looked all into those very very old videos, and I kind of want to see where they are now, how they aged and all that. Oh boy, that would be crazy. But anyhow, my family and I went to GameStop and we bought. I finally found it, Minecraft, for the Xbox 360, and I was like, we have to get this. We have to get this. And so we got it, and when we came home, I immediately booted up the Xbox 360, pressed the little touchscreen eject button. I gingerly picked the disc out of the disc box, moved it over, and put it down in the disc tray, and then pressed the eject button again, and Minecraft became cooler. Like no longer I had to deal with like the light version of Minecraft, how it deletes progress and all that. I could finally like keep a world. And so I did. And I started just playing Minecraft, like obviously I played survival mode and all that, all the other amazing stuff that Minecraft has to offer, but um I remember um like one of the first worlds I created. I pressed on how the world was generated. I don't remember the setting, but I remember pressing that and looking at Superflat, and I was like, "What's that? Is that? It's just a literal flat world? Oh, okay, let's do it." And so I created that world. It's like new world because I didn't really have good names back then, and I was like, "Yeah, let's do this." And so I created this really super flat world, and it was basically a painter's blank canvas. Legitimately, I did everything that I thought of. I started watching like Sky Does Minecraft and Dan TDM and like all those OG Minecraft YouTubers or something like that. I remember watching, like those cops and robbers videos. Oh, those are so good. And then I remember watching Dan TDM's like the story videos. Those story videos were so good. I remember them. Like I remember watching them and being like, "Wow, that is cool. That is really cool." Even though they were like mods, I really wanted to like kind of like replicate them. And so I remember, just watching them and they were really cool. I even remember watching a lot, and I mean a lot, of Minecraft music videos. Man, those were the days, man. Those were the days when like content was pretty cool. I don't know. Anywho, scrap that. If I remember correctly, my dad said not to watch Minecraft videos, and that I was like playing the piano at that time as well. And so on my off time, I watched nothing but Minecraft YouTube videos for a time. So it's like, I feel like the first thing I remember was like trying to recreate Dan TDM's laboratory. I remember like wanting to replicate that. I, I don't think that was the first thing I did, but it was the first things I remember be doing. So, but anywho, yeah, I just started building. I was in creative mode anyway. I just like started looking at blocks. I was like, "Hey, this looks cool," and I started like making a bunch of random stuff, like whatever came to mind. I would just worked on it on my free time. Um, I would build like a little, uh, one of the first things I built was like a little coffee shop. It was like two stories. The first story was like, your like regular like the coffee shop stuff. You got your like bar of things you could buy, and then like a menu up top, and then area with like chairs and tables that you could sit down in. Obviously, back then we didn't have Minecraft was simple back then, right? So we I just put like stairs and then fence, stairs for the chairs, and then like fence, pressure plate, be good to go. Those are amazing times. And then on the second story, for whatever reason, it was just open. On the second story, for what, like, if you went into like the staff area and then you climbed this ladder, you would go to the second story, and the second story had no roof for whatever reason. And this was like the place where like the chefs basically cooked, even though it was just a coffee shop. It's like you got your furnaces, you got your chests full of items so that you can make coffee, um, or pretend coffee. I don't remember what I pretended coffee was, but I just had that cafe, and it was really nice. At the top, above the whole building, I made like this little 2D image, 2D pixel art image of just a coffee mug with like steam coming out of it and then a plate. and I feel like that was cool. I built like a little road dividing like a bunch of buildings and whatnot. I started building a road with like it was made out of gravel and glowstone. Like and it was like a specific pattern too. And right across from the cafe, I started building like this weird building. I didn't even know what it's for, but I put like this first story was this like entrance area, and then the second story was like this couch. I put a TV there basically. It was a painting. We used TVs as paintings. Well, paintings as TVs. And funnily enough, that painting was the karate dudes. Um, and I was like, this is the couch where people would play video games and all that. Yeah, and then there, for whatever reason, uh, and then there was a bathroom there too. Toilet made out of cauldron and a trapdoor, just good enough. And then on the third, and then after that second story, you would go onto the roof, and good thing this second story actually had a roof. This roof actually was the entrance to a water slide. And just this random water slide on top of this random building. But it was a pretty cool water slide. There was this water slide had like a choose your own path type of thing. It was weird, but it was like it was cool to me. And you would like slide down this one area, and then you would choose your path. One of the paths, which was the left one, you would go down under like one of the walkways with the gravel and the glowstone and whatnot. I held up the gravel using iron. Yeah, one of the paths would go under that bridge, under that like road, and then the other path, the right path over a different uh went over a different road, and it would have like this huge just drop for sliding. It was pretty cool. And like at that point I just like started building even more things, and it was crazy. Like I don't remember. I only remember like a tenth of what I did. Like, and it was crazy too. There were so many things just in that world. Like, it was insane. I remember building a basement for the little laboratory there, and sometimes some of my old friends would come over, and I wanted to like make a story for them to experience. And so I like in this basement I put like this little ender portal looking like machine where like you'd put in the eye of ender into like the little slot, and then you like flick a couple levers. And then after my friends did that, I showed them that I told them to look outside the laboratory, and they went outside, and um I made an addition to the world, and it was like this giant present. It was Christmas time at that time, and yeah, it was just this giant, like, if I remember correctly, it was like a 25 by 25 block. I don't remember. I just remember building like this giant present box. It was red, and it was a red box with a green ribbon and all that. And so when they went inside this giant present, um, I challenged them with a parkour course. Like, there was a little parkour course inside of this giant present. It wasn't that big. It just had a bunch of big jumps and all that. And then at the top where the ribbon was, well, actually, at the top, there was basically no roof except for the ribbon part of the present, and so you would like jump on the like this green ribbon, and you would parkour your way all the way up and grab this random chest. This chest was just filled with like gold and all that, diamonds and cool stuff. So I thought that was like building that. It was pretty fun for me, and I really enjoyed like creating that as a kid. And so I just Yeah, another structure I did was like this Rubik's Cube. It's still this giant Rubik's Cube. It still had that same idea of the present where it had parkour inside of the cube that literally led to nowhere, but it was pretty cool. I was like, I built it. Yeah. Now I can show my friends. But my friends wouldn't come over uh often enough to like look at everything. So I just built it just for pleasure. Uh yeah, I would like build a bunch of crazy stuff. Nothing that I made basically had boundaries. Like most of the things I created, either the roof was missing, there were no walls, or everything was complete except the inside. But it was cool. It was cool. I remember listening to people talking about Halo, and so I wasn't able to play Halo. My dad had Halo, and he played that, but I wasn't able to play Halo itself or even like watch it at that time. So I just went on with my imagination. I was like, yeah, all I know about Halo is that Master Chief is green and he has an energy sword. So I'm gonna make those things happen. And so I literally just plopped down a chest, put a helmet in there, put some diamond boots. In that version of Minecraft, you weren't able to dye literally anything but wool. And so I just put in like random helmet and then a diamond boot, like diamond boots for the energy sword. And and like everyone else who did Halo basically. And then I did like this little like arena is built with iron block walls with a like iron gate around the top. Then inside it was like grass and snowy. And I was like, "Yep, this is Halo." That was basically my childhood depiction of Halo, and it was funny. It's funny looking at it now. It's like it- that's what I thought Halo was. It's just a bunch of green dudes slicing each other with energy swords, you know. I remember being a really big fan of Sonic, like the Sonic games and then like the Sonic comics as well. And so I remember going to the library and like at least getting three Sonic comic books each time I went to the library. And then I'd come home and read them over and over again. It was not like I really enjoyed Sonic. And then one time I remember watching this video where some people were playing like this Sonic map in Minecraft where there was like this giant timer and then like everyone was really fast and there were springs that were basically TNT which launched people upwards, which is pretty cool. And I was like, I need to make something like this too. And so I kind of like made my own version of that Sonic run. And so I just started with 5 block wide road, basically a 5 block wide track, and I would just do like just normal parkour, you know, like one block jumps, basically, 1 block, 2 block jumps types of things, and it was cool. I just went on and just created this really cool looking track. And I was like, yeah, this is Sonic. It was like 50 blocks up in the air too. Like at the end, it was like, yeah. And then I made like these little like this like springs out of wool that you would actually that you would jump on. It didn't really like launch you or anything. It was just there. I remember putting like slabs on these springs, and you would jump to the next block using those slabs. You would jump on the slab onto the next block. I don't know if that made sense, but in an essence, it basically like it wasn't to me it wasn't a normal jump, quote unquote. And so it um and so I just had a lot of fun just building these like little parkour courses. I remember watching a lot of parkour maps, like a bunch of people playing these parkour maps, and it was not. And like I really wanted to make my own type sorts of things, so I made like the Sonic one, and then I made another Sonic one, and like for the Sonic run type of things, since Sonic has different zones, and in the comics you could the Sonic characters would throw out like a giant ring, and this ring would be like this portal that would teleport you from zone to zone. And so I was thinking so I made like this little like 5 by 5 um it was either gold or glowstone ring that basically um told the person doing the parkour that this is a new zone on the other side of this golden ring. And so like that idea was so cool to me. Like you would be like jumping around, and then you would jump on this golden ring, and then you would go through it, and then you'd appear on this different area, this different zone. You're like, yeah. Like to me that was like that was really cool to me that you could like teleport through worlds. And it was, man. And I started like just building random parkour courses too. I remember this one parkour course. It was just all lime. Like the track was all lime, and you would just run around this track, jumping and dodging over. Well, jumping over and dodging cobwebs, just because they slowed you down. And it was intended to be like some sort of race where you would time yourself, and you would just run through it. And I remember like really loving the speed that you get from just sprinting and then jumping and then jumping and then keeping on sprinting and then jumping again. Like I really like that momentum carry type of aspect in these types of courses. And so I remember for the Sonic courses, I kind of like made this challenge to where you can only hold or press forward. You cannot do anything else except press forward and press jump. And I really like that idea of like keeping that momentum going and then just running at your fastest speed possible. And back then I didn't know how potions worked because I didn't have the vocabulary back then. So I was like, this is fun. And I remember on the second Sonic course, I made a way where you could like start from the finish line instead of the start line, and then you could go from the finish line to the start line. Like basically going through the track backwards. And so I was like, you could do like this challenge where you do you can go to the finish line and back on this course, stuff like that. And then I remember building like this Mario run type of course too. Oh yeah, I named the Sonic courses Sonic Dash, and then this other one for the Mario one we did the I called it the Mario Run basically. And back then I was like, you know what? I don't care if it's an actual name. It just sounds cool. And so and so for the Mario one, it was more about like the I heard about the Seven Stars RPG, and I was thinking about the Seven Stars. And so I had like seven like different worlds basically that you would traverse. There was like the average brick block one, and then there was the like this green pipe that you went through. You would appear like this more like grassy one, and then you would go into a clear pipe, which it was basically glass, but it had water inside. And then you would go. It was another like choose your path type of thing, and one of them was, if I remember correctly, one of the paths that you took was under a water area with glass and everything, and then this other area, you would go. Basically, you would go through Bowser's castle. Like my depiction of Bowser's castle was just like a bunch of floating islands with like castle structures, and like at the end there's this giant Bowser face that you would jump through the mouth of in order to get to the next area. It was pretty cool. There was like a jail and everything for like Peach and whatnot. It was it was cool. And then we went over. and then like the course ended with like this sky high area with like clouds and whatnot. It was pretty nice. I really enjoyed like making those types of things. I remember like making three Sonic Dash type of courses, and then um oh yeah, I remember building like a replica village basically, because in that super flat world I didn't have like villages, automatically generated villages. And so I basically like recreated one of the villages, like the village buildings, and then I had like the gravel and glowstone paths, and then I just made a bunch of houses. And with these houses, I legitimately played as the landlord. I like whenever a friend came over, I was like, "Hey, next time you come over, you can go back to your house and do cool things with it." I don't know. I don't remember what I did. I was like, "Hey, have a house in this game and in this world that I made," and everyone was like, "All right, we'll do it." And so we'll have a house. And so um, I would like have them like earn money through like doing the courses, like doing the parkour courses, and then participating in these like weird mini games. And at the end, when they had um, enough gold nuggets, they would then like spend the nuggets on the house that they would want. And like each friend actually had a house, and it was pretty cool. And I remember like some of them were siblings, and so those siblings would like come over. We only had one controller, and so we'd like pass around the controller so that people could like decorate their house, and then like make some adjustments to it or whatnot, and like just have fun with it. And then like I remember some of them pranking each other. they're, they're like, "We're gonna put this random stick in your chest." Yes. It was funny. Hello. Hello, bee. Yeah, today we bought like this little stuffed bee. It was pretty cute. Yeah. Bzz, bzz. Anywho, yeah. Yeah, it was just really fun just messing around. I remember building like this. I remember reading the Pokemon manga back then, and I wanted to recreate like this giant tower that they had, where you had to like climb up a bunch of levels in order to get to the top of this like weird broken tower, and at the top you would fight Rayquaza. And back then, I didn't have Rayquaza, but I like had something up there. It's like nice chest, and so I did like this cool looking parkour that you would this go around this tower, like going up it, all these vines and hopping between like pillars and whatnot. It was pretty rad. Oh yeah, that reminds me of a school. So basically, I heard of Baldi's Basics, but I was too afraid to actually look into it. Um, and so I just decided to like make like this school parkour type of thing. Oh yeah, I was watching like a video about it too, about like this sciency laboratory type of thing, kind of like Portal's story, but it was in Minecraft, and it wasn't the portal gun. But basically in this school, this is like this really tall school. Basically, like the story of it went that you would go inside, you'd like look into your locker, grab your stuff, and then go to your class. But then the class was full of dummies, like mannequins and stuff like that. It was filled with like 2 block tall jack o' lantern dudes with lever hands, and and like there were signs pointing you to go, telling you where to go and what the story was, and like, hey, like the teacher there was like, hey, you should go to the principal's office. And so you would go to the principal's office, and at the principal's office, like no one was there. So, but there was just this ladder that you climbed up and went on to the second floor. And so each floor was like this, like each floor was basically kind of like a class. So like one of them was gym, and then another uh, one of them was science, and basically there was these like pistons, like they're gonna push you off of the parkour. Like there was like this platform, and then there's these pistons pushing you off basically, and you would have to like flick this lever in order to open this gate so that you can go through the gate and do some more parkour to get to the next level. And there was like this waterways like sciencey type of thing. I was thinking like for the science room you would have like these like moving robotic parts, and then like this weird test tube type of thing that would push items along to press onto like a wooden pressure plate to open to the next level. And then you would climb the ladder, and then one of the rooms was history. And this room was I tried to make like this war scene basically, like as if you were in this war scene, like looking at it or something like that. So you'd actually like do like a find a button type of thing in that room, and you would like go around these ginormous tanks, and like you would go into the you could go into the cannon and like look around, and you're like, whoa. It was really cool. And then there were like these little like dummy army dudes, the jack-o'-lantern face people. And then you would find the button that would open the door, and then you would open then you would go through the door. You would actually go outside of the school. You would actually like look down, and then you'd see like you would actually do parkour on the redstone that was on for the science room. It was pretty cool. And then you would go back into the school, and then did a couple other levels. There was like a hedge maze. There was like a couple other rooms I don't remember, and then on this last level, basically I called this last level gym, where you had to race a redstone pulse to a door that would to an iron door that would open for a set amount of time and then close immediately after. So you had to press a button, then run to the door before the redstone could close the door. And yeah, for whatever reason, I made the redstone so slow that you actually had to wait for like 5 minutes or something like that. But but it was a cool idea. And then yeah, that was like, get your exercise in, yeah. Before you would like get to the school's rooftop and be saved from the evil teachers. You would be saved by a helicopter, and then you jump down into like this one block hole of water. It was just a funny story, and I just really enjoyed creating things like that. And that things like that, like that was just one world. Like imagine all the other worlds. I did a bunch of like survival runs too, and then did a bunch of other things, and man, it was crazy. It was my childhood basically. Yeah, that was the childhood that like got me into literally video games and wanting to create things with video games especially. And it was just really nice, like looking at it now, like looking back at it, it's like, look how much I've grown, look how much changed, really, like not just me but the world itself. Like how crazy is that to think that so many things have changed since Minecraft back then, and Minecraft even changed too with all the cool looking updates and all that. It was crazy. Like it was super simple back then, like with all the tools that you had, but you could create literally anything. And I feel like that was like the greatest thing about um that game. Yeah, I think that was the greatest thing about Minecraft, is that you could create anything. Definitely, yeah, definitely my favorite mode was creative mode. Yeah. Like yeah, that was my jam. Like I really love creative mode, and I really love being able to create things. And now my brother is too. Like he's experiencing that as well. Like creating a bunch of random things. Like, where else are you gonna create it? I don't know. Just do it. It's crazy to think how Minecraft is and what it did for me back when I was a child, and it's just amazing how one game can change life. I mean, you could say that about literally anything. Like this banana. I I sat on a banana and that changed my life. Like, you could literally say that anything could change your life, but knowing why that thing changed your life and how it changed your life, and just knowing the personal significance of your childhood, what you've done, and like what your past was, it's just like it makes you think about who you are today, and it's just really cool. Like sometimes you don't like the things that happened in the past, but the past is the past, right? The present is now. And you can, yeah, you have time to not mess up anymore, right? I worded that terribly, I bet. But yeah, like just thinking about where you are today, it really is quite something to look back and just look back at a game that really changed how you see things. Like, it's just crazy. And I feel like definitely Minecraft was like the starting point, the lighting of the fire of my desire to like create games and create things that other people will enjoy, like creating experiences, creating stories, and I feel like that's been like the thing that charted my course basically. The thing that started the adventure of a lifetime, you could say. Yeah, it's just that crazy, you know? Definitely the things that I want to keep from my past. Definitely that creativity spark, that excitement and joy of watching somebody do something with what you've created. And I'm really excited to actually do that. And I can't wait for the things that I create in the future. And I hope you guys will do something with it, you know? Maybe it'll change your life like Minecraft did for me. Just being grateful about what changes your life. Just being grateful for what you have and what you've done is something that you have to realize, especially in this time of age where people are like boasting about, hey, look at what I've done and all that. You have to remember to not compare yourself to others and to remember that you've done great things. Let's make more great things happen, you know? Yeah, definitely Minecraft. Holy cow, it was my childhood. Holy cow.